Okay, everybody, welcome to Red Rock Ranch. Hello, everybody. How everybody doing? This is Ramrod coming to you live from Valparaiso, Indiana. We'll talk about Gary, Indiana, where I was born and bred and raised on another time. I have been enjoying the comments. I have been enjoying the emails. I've tried to answer pretty much all of them, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. I don't mind. I'm having fun. This is actually a stress reliever for me. I got my job is sort of stressful, and I just like an out. Like I said in the promo, I just need an out to release some stress. That way, I can be smile, smile, smile at work. And even though I'm stressed, I can come home and relax and do a podcast. Now, you can reach me at RAMRODRANTS333 at gmail.com. That's RAMRODRANTS333 at gmail.com. Now, check this out. I'm going to have a call in, Ask Ramrod. This is going to be next week. More than likely, it's going to be on a Wednesday night, and it will be live. So I'm going to have a call in and Ask Ramrod, and I think that will be hilarious because it's anybody can ask anything, and I don't care what you ask. It could be religion, politics, and relationships, no matter what type, pets, homework. You know what? I'm going to see just how good I am with picking up on the conversation and answering questions or BS my way through a question, but I'm pretty good at it. And I'm going to suggest that a lot of people just call and just see what I have to say about your subject, okay? Now, today I'm going to talk about a couple things. Everybody that knows Ramrod knows that on the side, for my main gig on the side, I do a podcast, and I also bartend. Well, last week I bartended a 50th birthday party at a hall. I'm not going to tell you which hall. I'm not going to tell you any names because I don't want to put anybody out there like that. But I bartended at this hall. So, I mean, I'm a pretty good bartender. Some people call it a mixology degree, but it's just a bartender. Okay. When they booked this hall, the young lady that was turning 50, she was turning 50, and she was the rudest, meanest person I have ever met in my life. The chef actually runs the hall, and she was very disrespectful when she came up there. She felt entitled, that being that she was paying for everything, that we need to kowtow down to her and praise her holy name, and she was just difficult. But in the field, no matter what field you in, customer service is essential for referrals. So we try to be nice to everybody. We do. I try to be nice to everybody because I believe that I'm teetering on heaven and hell. If you believe in heaven and hell, I'm teetering. I've done some shit in my younger life, and I've done some in my older life, but not as bad. So I believe in karma. So I try to stay on a straight and narrow. My moral compass should always point north. So I'm going to be as nice as I possibly can to people. Okay? That's how I live my life now. Okay? When I was younger, I was Superman. Nothing could hurt me, dated a lot of people, got dumped a hell of a lot of times because I was a horrible boyfriend. But I digress. Well, she was just mean. The night of the party came, and it was an okay night. I mean, I got there early to set up the bar, and I usually have a drink special. That day, my drink special was going to be Palomas, if you guys know what the Paloma is, and also lemon drops, and also watermelon and apple martinis. So I set up everything so I can have them ready when anybody asks for them. Believe it or not, more men ask for those drinks than women did. Whenever I make them, whenever I bartend, more men ask for those drinks than women. That's another subject. I don't mind. Hey, if you like it, I love it. As long as you're paying for it, I don't care what you drink. But got everything ready. The party started at 7 o'clock. So it's supposed to start at 7 o'clock. So it was about 6:45. The DJ had already gotten there, set everything up. And the decorator came and decorated the whole place, brought this beautiful wedding-like cake with 50 on it. I mean, everything was just set up perfect. It was great. So at 7 o'clock, the DJ started playing, his music, and boy, he was on. That DJ was jamming. So 7 o'clock came, no one was there. So, we like to be fashionably late. Some of us call it CP time. 7 o'clock came, no one was there. So I'm standing behind the bar saying, curiouser and curiouser. So by 7:30, nobody was there. And I said, wow. So, I mean, it was raining. It was raining a little bit. And it was kind of cold, but, it's a party. This lady had paid thousands of dollars for her 50th birthday party. Everybody's going to be fashionably late. I put that, out there so that, people would show up. I like to put positive stuff in the atmosphere so positive stuff can come back down. Like I said, I believe in karma, and I believe in right and wrong. And 10 minutes to 8, nobody was still there. And I said, wow. So the people that worked there came out to the bar and said, wow, what's going on? I said, what time did this thing start? They said 7 o'clock. I said, well, what time you guys supposed to set the food out? They said 8 o'clock. I said, wow, 8 o'clock. So I said, well, the DJ is jamming right now. So let's party. So I said I wanted to test out the drinks of the night that I wanted to have. And I tested out the drinks of the night on the staff. I mean, it worked out pretty well. It did. It worked out very well. They loved the drinks, and we started dancing. So at 8 o'clock, the staff was dancing and having fun at this lady's birthday party. I mean, we had a ball. Now, at about 8:20, the birthday girl showed up. Now, she walked in, pure attitude, understandably so. I give that to her. Pure attitude. Started talking, I don't know why people are so late. This is ridiculous. I paid a lot of money for this, blah, 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 blah. I've missed out. I left out a piece. I'm sorry. I was talking to the staff, and everybody was, before she got there, I'm sorry, I'm backtracking. And I said, as mean as this lady is, I'm surprised she has 76 friends to invite to this 50th birthday party. But let's move on. 8:20 she got there. She was upset because no one else was there. She was the first one first one that arrived to her own birthday party when she thought she was being fashionably late. Okay. So the first thing after complaining about it, she walked up to me and said, looked me dead in the eye and said, "You work for me." I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "You work for me tonight." I said, "No, I don't work for you." She said, "Well, I'm paying you." I said, "I don't give a crap what you're doing. I do not work for you." I said, "What you're paying me for is to open up my bar for your guests." I said, "I did it early because I felt obligated to open it up at 7, even though no one was here, because that's what I'm being paid for, to open up my bar at 7. I said, but being that it's 8:20 and no one is still here, maybe I wasted my time. And she just looked at me, and that kind of got to me, saying, "Wait a minute, wow, that's." And she wasn't playing. She was not being facetious at all. She actually thought that she can come up there and boss me around. It just took me by surprise. Okay, about 8:45, 2 people showed up. And so she started complaining to them about how nobody showed up. And let's say by 9:20, a couple more people showed up. And about 9:45, a couple more people showed up. So let's just say she invited 76 people to her 50th birthday party. A total of maybe 8 people showed up. And she was mad. And you know what? I felt bad. I really did feel bad, because apparently she came back up to the bar and she said, all these people RSVP'd. I paid all this money, and look at this. She said, this is humiliating. This is just so embarrassing. And so I said, well, you know what? Have fun. Just have fun, because I'm not gonna kick anybody when they're down. I'm not gonna do that. That's not my personality. So she got on the microphone from the DJ and started telling everybody, well, I know you all are bored, and I know this is not what you was expecting, and no one showed up, and all that old woe is me stuff. So when she got done talking, or finished talking, I'm sorry, about everything that was going on, she came back up to the bar for a drink. I gave her a free drink. While I was pouring her drink, I told her, I said, listen, why don't you appreciate the people that are here and have some fun, and the hell with the people that didn't show up? I said, because you can't make the people that's here feel bad for coming. They're not bored. They're laughing, they're smiling, they're having fun, they're drinking. And so what? There's only 1 or 2 people on the dance floor. They're having fun. So appreciate the ones that showed up, and don't take it out on them. Just have some fun. You got another hour or so. Maybe plenty of people showing up in the next hour or so. But it didn't happen. Nobody else showed up, and she was like really hurt. And I think at that moment, you can see in her eyes that she had gotten humbled. She had gotten humbled big time, because you invite 76 people to a 50th birthday party, and 8, maybe 9 people showed up. That's a humbling experience. You have to re-examine yourself. Okay? I was always taught, if enough people call you a horse, you better start buying some hay. And not to say that people didn't come because of her personality, her attitude. I'm not saying that. That's just opinion, pure conjecture. But the way she acted a couple weeks before, all the way up into the event with us and the staff that worked there, I could see that. I could see that shit. I mean, she was something else. But when she left, I'm going to tell you what happened. The reason I know she got humbled is when she left, she came up, shook my hand, shook the chef manager's hand, told everybody what a great job they did, and the place was just lovely. It was beautiful, and she appreciated all the work that we done. The drinks were amazing, the food was amazing, and she hoped we have a nice night and a great weekend. So she walked in, one person, and left a totally different person. Sometimes you have to be humbled in order to be a good person. You just have to. And I hated that it happened that way, because that event was not cheap. By no stretch of the imagination was it cheap. And she obviously has money. But it don't matter how much money you have. You don't want to waste it on something like that. So it humbled her. And after I noticed that she was humble and that she came and spoke to us like we were equals and not subservient, I started to feel bad for her because she looked like she was about to cry. And my thing is, out of all of that, even though she was the meanest person in the world, here's my opinion about this shit. If you RSVP to somebody's party, wedding, no matter what type of event it is, and you don't show your ass up, pay for your plate. Mail them a check, do something, pay for that plate. Because not showing up is not an option if they already paid for you to be there. That's just my opinion. Okay, if somebody got sick, if something happened in your family that's emergent, or you ended up having to stay over at work because you were mandated. Okay, I understand this stuff. Your family is always first. Work is going to make you stay there if you have to stay. But if you RSVP to somebody's stuff and don't show up, you're obligated for that plate. They paid for it. I mean, that's just my opinion. If I don't show up to a wedding that I RSVP to, I'm going to mail them some type of gift, some type of monetary gift. The average plate for an event like that is $30 a person. 8 or 9 people showed up out of 76. So that's 68 plates, maybe 67 plates, depending on whether it's 8 or 9 that showed, that she paid for and nobody showed up. They need to reach down in their damn wallet and mail her a check or do something. I think that was wrong. Okay, so what? She's mean. She was cantankerous and surly. That's no reason to treat somebody like that, because karma is a bitch, and I hate to use that word, but it is, and it's gonna come back around. I didn't feel bad for her at first, which is on me. I prayed that out, but I felt for her at the end. I did, because that's a lot of money. And she paid cash. That's a lot of money, because not only did she have to pay for the dinner and everything, security, she had to pay for her own DJ. She had to pay for the bartender. She had to pay for that cake. That cake was amazing. That cake looked like the cake I had at my wedding. So I know she paid a pretty penny for that, especially all the decorations, all the keepsake ornaments, all the little gifts that she had for everybody. You know, I understand. Don't do people like that. That just, no matter how mean somebody is, no matter how bad they are, if you don't want to go to the damn party or to the wedding or whatever the hell it is, don't RSVP. Now, I can understand. They say if you invite 200 people to your wedding, only expect 160. Okay. That's what they say. If you invite 76 people to a 50th birthday party, expect 50. Okay, you don't go in there expecting 7, 8, or 9. You don't go in there expecting that. And I felt bad for her at the end. So if you RSVP to a party and you don't show, if it was me, I would send the money. I would guesstimate that each plate costs $30. I would look it up, average it out, whatever. Each plate costs $30, and if it was me and my +1 going, I'd send $60 to her, or to them, or to him, whatever, whoever it is. I would pay for my damn plates. You know, that's what I would do. That's the only decent thing to do. And I'm just saying, that's the only decent thing to do. If you disagree with me, let me know. It's the only decent thing to do. I just can't imagine that many people didn't show up on happenstance. You know, it's almost like a blue flu for a party. I don't get that. But you know, that was just that situation. It kind of bothered me at first. You know, halfway through the thing, halfway through 7, I was upset that nobody was there, because I thought I was wasting my time. But then I realized I was being taught a lesson at the end of that. I was being taught a lesson. Humble yourself. Humble yourself or you will get humbled. And I got That taught me a lesson. And actually, a lot of people that work there said the exact same thing and taught them a lesson. And be nice to everybody. There's some people you can't be nice to, but you can at least try. Some people that walk past and speak, you don't speak back. I don't believe in that. I speak to everybody. You never know where your blessing's going to come from. I speak to everybody. And I do everything. Even people I know that are just plain racist, especially in my area I live in. I speak to everybody. I don't care because I'm a nice person. I was coming out of one of the stores, I believe, and it was pouring down raining. And this Caucasian lady and her daughter was walking past me. I had a real nice umbrella with a stress grip, and they had no umbrella. The little girl was about 3 or 4, and it was coming down. And I just said, hey. I walked up to them and said, excuse me. And they looked at me like I was about to do something. I said, oh no, listen. Here, take my umbrella. I said, it's huge. It could cover you and your daughter. I said, y'all shouldn't be out here in the rain like that. I said, take it. And she just looked at me. And when I walked away, I didn't want to thank you or anything. She said, do you want your umbrella back? I said, no, you can keep it. I said, that's my blessing going to come from doing that for you. And I walked away. And I'm not saying I'm a very religious person. I mean, I'm not a very religious person at all. But I believe in karma. I believe if you put some good out, some good will come back. And for some reason, everything always works out for me in the end. Everything always works out for me in the end. No matter how bad the situation is, it works out for me in the end. Okay, going through a divorce. My second wife turned out to be a zillion times better than my first one. The grass, I wasn't even looking at no greener grass, but the way I went through a lot of stuff, found somebody, boom, grass green. Now, right now, I don't look at my yard because it's been raining for a week, and it's kind of high. So I need to get out there and do some things to it, okay? But karma, please, be nice to people because it pays off in the end. And if you're not nice to people, it's going to hit you hard like a ton of bricks. So that was that story. I just wanted to get out there and tell that story before I started talking about something else where people are calling in and emailing and asking me to talk about certain subjects. Okay. Jussie Smollett. I've been getting a lot of emails about Jussie Smollett. I don't feel like talking about him. Honestly, my opinion is if he did it, he should have been punished. Okay, that's pretty much it. The Chicago Police Department won an FBI probe into a lot of stuff when it comes to him being all charges dropped. Okay, if the charges dropped, charges dropped. There's nothing primarily that I don't think that they can do if the federal government picks it up. Okay, I don't know how that works, but at the same time, Chicago police are getting away with shooting and killing people and without consequence. And if there are consequences, there's very little consequence. That's a whole long different subject that I really don't want to get into right now. But they asked me how I felt about Jussie Smollett. So my answer today about Jussie Smollett is that if he did it, he needs to be punished for it. By all accounts, everything I've heard on the news and read on the internet in the Chicago Tribune and the papers that was carrying the story in the New York Times is that he's guilty as hell. So, don't know how he got out of it, but if he did it, he needs to be punished. And I really don't want to bring up Jussie Smollett anymore. I mean, but call in and ask Ramrod about anything next week, and I'll answer it. I mean, if you want to bring it up again, I'll answer it. Okay? Next, let's see, I got a list. Jussie Smollett. Next, politics. A lot of people ask me about politics. Ask me what's going on in politics. They actually asked me what is my political affiliation. I don't like discussing that. I like right and wrong, truth, justice, and the American way. Okay. I don't like the direction our country is headed in. I don't like the constant bickering in the House and the Senate. I don't like people not being truthful. Politicians historically have lied. All of them. Every last one of them. They lie to get in. They lie to get out. But we were able to distinguish and do checks and balances with a lot of things that would call them out. It would call them out and let them know, okay, we watching you. I understand that. I think the country is divided. I think it's possibly racially motivated. I hope not. It's just my opinion. But hopefully things get better as time goes. My only thing is, no matter what your political affiliation is, whether it's Republican, Independent, Democrat, you need to get out there and vote. Your vote is your voice. Did I say that right? Your vote is your voice. If you disenfranchise yourself, then that's on you. Don't talk to me about politics if you didn't vote. The first thing I'm going to ask you when you come to me and say, what do you think about this happening in the government? What do you think about that happening in the government? I'm going to say, did you vote? And if they say no, then the conversation is over. Because if you didn't vote, you don't have a right to ask a damn question about nothing. That's just my opinion. If you disagree, let me know. That's my opinion. In order to talk to me about politics, your ass better have been voted. And so I don't know how else to say that. I am very passionate when it comes to certain subjects, and I'm very passionate when it comes to disenfranchisement. Couldn't get that out. Sorry about that. So, if you're going to ask me a question about politics, please vote. You can ask me a question about religion. Hell, there's a lot of them out there. I can discuss what primary religion I believe in for the most part. I can discuss what I believe for the most part. But no, it doesn't matter what religion or what denomination you are. It's all primarily the same for the most part. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That don't mean treat this group of people different from that group of people. Religion is supposed to make the world a better place and increase the faith. Just bring everybody together. But for some reason, since its inception, it's just torn a lot of people apart. And, you know, it's a serious subject to some people, because some people, you get into a religious conversation, they get really upset. And so where I work, there's 3 subjects off the table. That's politics, religion, and sexual orientation. Not that I care what your sexual orientation is. You have a lot of bigots out there, whether it's homophobic bigots or bigots, or that just want to instigate problems and start trouble. You know what? Leave your personal life at the doorstep and come to work. Go to the park, have fun, walk down the street, hold hands, go on vacations together. I don't care. If I see 2 people smiling, who the hell cares what 2 people it is? Hell, they happy. Everybody deserves to be happy. You know, that's the way I feel. But that's another subject too, because I'm pretty sure that question is going to come up again, because someone asked me about that as well in my email. It doesn't matter what type of person I affiliate myself with. I apologize, myself with. because I talk to everybody, white, black, anything, gay, straight, don't matter, male, female, who cares, rich, poor, homeless. I will talk to anybody. I will help anybody that I can. That's the way I am. That's the way I was raised. So it doesn't matter. I believe, like I said at the beginning, in karma. I believe what you put out, you get back. You reap what you sow. I am a firm believer in that. Okay? And so we talked about the 50th birthday party, Mr. Smollett, politics and religion. Somebody called, and I mean not called, they emailed me and asked me what I did for a living. It's just a little too personal. More than likely, later on, you're going to find out what I do, but it's nothing extravagant or exciting, but it's a job that makes a difference in a lot of people's lives, and it makes me feel good about myself. It's stressful. It's very stressful. I get that. But it makes me feel good. Whenever I come home, I feel like job well done, that I made a difference. Okay? So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. Now, my next podcast is going to be another BS session with a couple of guests. We're going to plan on talking about some of everything. I have a motorcycle group called the UN that wants to come on and talk. It's not your typical motorcycle group. It's a bunch of guys and females that grew up together in the same neighborhood, in the same city, that got together a few years back and decided to have a group. Got their motorcycles and just enjoying life. And it's a great thing. They are good people. They all are good people. You got nurses and police officers and everything in that group. And it's some of everything. And all they do is ride around and help people do positive stuff for the city that they grew up in. And that's pretty good. I have a rebuttal once again to the marriage podcast. I got an email from a few people that stated the last marriage one, when I had EJJ the DJ on and Miss B, oh, they had a lot to say about that. They want to come on and voice their opinion about EJJ the DJ and Miss B and what they thought about people staying together no matter how bad people act. They had opinion about that one. I also got a couple people that was cracking up over the $30 tip that Lynn was telling everybody she's going to give at least $30 every time they go out. We got to talk about tips again. And this BS session that we're going to have later on today with these group of people, it's going to be funny because we're going to talk about some of everything. It's going to be hilarious. And I hope you guys are enjoying this because we try to make this new and inventive, and we just trying to have fun. We are just regular people. We're Johnny six-pack. Well, I don't have a six-pack. I got a keg. I got to lose some pounds, but it's summertime and it's too late to start a diet, so I'm going to just go through the summer with this stomach and then work on it again next year. Same thing I said last year, same thing I said the year before that, same thing I said the year before that. But I'm happy. And I'm going to get on my bike and do some riding. More than likely, once all of this rain stops and the sun come out, I'm going to do some riding. And I'm going to actually do a show from the park with the UN, the biker group I just told you about. We're going to do our show from the park, and it should be very good. You guys are going to really enjoy it. You get to see some very beautiful women riding some nice bikes. You get to see me and my sexy self on my bike, and my buddies on their bike. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Like I said before, if you have any questions about anything, you can leave a comment on the page, SoundCloud, YouTube. Pretty soon, we're going to have a couple more mediums that we are using for this. It's going to be Spotify. It's going to be one, and iHeartRadio is going to be another. I'm going to put it out there. If you like my stuff, share it. You know, tell your friends. SoundCloud is Ramrod Rants. Look it up. It'll come right up. You know, everybody that follows me know the picture on there is my son's self-portrait. YouTube has the same picture on. You just put Ramrod Rants in there and it'll come right up. Please create an account, which is free, and follow. That way when I put up a new video, it comes right to you. Now, like the last guy that just emailed me last night, he binge watched or binge listened, depending on which medium you're going through. He binge watched every one of them in one day, and emailed me, said put some stuff up and put some stuff out there, because he worked night shift apparently, and so all he has to do at work is listen to podcasts. So I gave him something that's funny to listen to. Other than that, so I just got on today to tell you about the things I talked about, and how I believe that what you put out there, you get back. So please be nice to people, because we all we got. We all have to stick together, because this world is starting to look kind of bad. But we can get it back up there. There's no problem about that, because it's more nice people out there than not. And don't worry. We're going to get it together. We're going to do take one day at a time, and I'm going to bring in one new listener at a time, because we're going to have some fun. Okay? So I will see you next podcast, and don't forget, next Wednesday it's going to be the Call In and Ask Ramrod show. Okay? Now, like I said, that's going to be fun, and you're going to have a ball with it, and I just can't wait. I think it's just going to be great. I think it's going to be just a great show in order to advance the program. Call In. Boy, that's going to be fun. Okay, so I'm going to sign out. I'd like to thank my producer, Ms. D. I would like to thank R2 for the music, which he's going to do some more music. I suppose I did that today, but he didn't. But I'd like to thank him for that. I'd like to thank him for a lot of things else that he does behind the scene. And I will see you next time. Now remember, you can reach me at RAMRODRANTS333@gmail.com. And I will try to answer everybody's email. And you can leave comments on either YouTube or SoundCloud, and starting next week, Spotify and iHeartRadio. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Thank you.